Hi, guys, and welcome. Hope you're having a great weekend. Today is Saturday, February 24th, and I'm going to record this a little bit early only because I'm not feeling the greatest today. So, I'm going to do this as a premiere, so I'm recording it now, and later at 10 o'clock when it goes live, I will be in the chat to talk with you as need be. So we're almost done with our chapter series. So this week it is chapter 9, blends. All right, and I am down on my table here. I'm not standing up to stamp today just because, of the way I'm feeling. Anyway, so blends. Let me show you. I grabbed a bunch of these. I do have the Stampin' Up! Containers that hold blends. So I have all of them over here to my side because I'm not sure which color I want to use. Did you hear that? I about dropped one. Yeah, that's one thing. When you have them, you usually don't want to separate those. But I brought them all over here just so I wouldn't have to run back and forth and get them from behind me in my table. All right, so we're going to talk about blends. Blends are an alcohol-based marker from Stampin' Up! Oh, let me grab my catalog so I can kind of show you. They're on your regular, they're on your regular pages, and they're down here at the bottom. So you'll see they aren't in every single color. There are some colors that the blends don't come in. All right, so not every color has a blend, but most of them do. They come in a 2-pack for $10, and you get a light and a dark of each color. So here we have Poppy Parade. So we have your Poppy Parade dark and your Poppy Parade light. And you also have 2 ends on them. You have a brush end and a bullet or writing end. Okay? The good thing about blends, and let me show you, it doesn't matter. With markers, you usually need to go light to dark because of the streaks. Blends do not streak. Not as much as a marker. And I have to be careful. I have to remember to clean this off with my alcohol mat later. Let me bring in my little tiny glass thing that I've had for quite a while. If you think it is streaked, you just go back over it. These are alcohol based, so they take a while to evaporate. So if you think you see a line, you just go back over and it will blend it out. It will bleed through somewhat to the underside. So just be aware, if you're using this for a 2-sided card, you're going to see the back side, the bleed through. All right, so we started, that was the light. Ooh, sorry. That was the light. Now we can go into the dark. Oops, that's the bullet end. I want to do the brush end. We're going to go into the dark now. And also, when you go back and forth with the Stampin' Write markers, because they are water-based, sometimes they'll break down your paper. The alcohol-based, the blends, you can go over multiple times, and you're not going to have a problem with that pilling. I think my Poppy Parade, I haven't replaced it in a while. Blends do have a lifespan. Whereas I've had to replace some of my markers, of course. You always have to, but I haven't had to replace the blends too much. My old olive I did because I broke the end. I pushed too hard on the point and I kind of got it splayed. So now you can come over with your light. Now with markers, you would probably never do this because once you go over a dark, you don't want to go back over with a light in a marker, with a darker color, lighter color. With the blends, you can, and you can get almost a third color or variation, and you can get a little bit of blending. So, and like I said, with alcohol markers, you have to give it about maybe a, not even a minute. It takes a while for that alcohol to evaporate. So you want to give it a little bit of time before you're going to get your true color. All right. Also, we have, let me make sure I grab the right one because I bought them every time they've come out. We also have the color lifter. So let's say you want to make something a little bit lighter somewhere. You're going to go ahead and use that color lifter. It's not going to take the color away, but you can see as it dries that it is going to lighten that color. So then you can get out of 2 markers 4 to 6 different variations of colors. You see how that color lifter is, let me bring it way up. See how it's taking away some of that color underneath? So that's kind of fabulous in its own way. All right, with a glass mat, now I've never tried it with this one. I've only used my my Stampin' Up! Glass Mat Studio. So let's spray that down there. This is 91% alcohol. Since these are alcohol-based markers, you want to use alcohol when you're working with them. So I'm going to just spritz it a couple times. And then if you wanted to, you could actually do a smushing technique. Now, you're not going to get, because of the alcohol and the concentration, you're not going to get true colors to that. It's going to be a version of that because you have the alcohol working against the color you've already laid down. So where we put this on as red, by adding the alcohol, it's going to turn it to a different color. Oh, and I had a little bit of dirt on there. So in this context, I would use the Stampin' Write markers with water versus the blends with basic white. It might look different with the, I'm just getting that off, might look different with the watercolor paper, but usually blends and watercolor paper don't really, I think markers have a better result with your watercolor paper versus the blends. Okay, let's show you something else with the blends. This is our cardstock. This is our vellum cardstock. Let me cut a little square off here so you can see what we're doing. I'm just going over to my cutter here on the side, sorry. Just trying to get a straight line on those pieces. All right. This is a great, the blends are great for this. It's not a watercolor feature. It's kind of like a marbling feature. So we're going to use, I'm not going to use Poppy Parade anymore. Not one of my favorite colors. Let's get out some of those in colors that are going to be going away. So let's get out Tahitian Tide, Sweet Sorbet, and Parakeet Party. I think these are all the lights. Light, light, and light. Yes, sorry. I had them upside down. What's nice about this is with your vellum cardstock, and let me put it on the glass mat just so I don't get it back on here again. Let me put little magnets on there. You can take your blends I probably should have done it this way. Let me go. So we're just laying down some colors for the blends, right? Let's go to our next color. And I'm not going, and I'm kind of doing the triangle thing, but not, you know me. I try to be random, and I usually have a hard time being random. All right, let's just fill in these lines. All right, I feel like I need some more parakeet party down here. Yeah, I'll connect those two there. All right, so I have my blends on here. I am going to just come back over here because I want to show you two different examples. So I'm just going to cut this in half. And we're going to go with the first one. So I just have these two I cut in half. All right. So this first one. Now when I do this technique, and it seems like a little bit of an overkill, I like having, this is just a plastic picture frame that I put a chamois in. And I like having it in here just so I contain the water aspect. All right, so here is our items, our cardstock, not cardstock, vellum cardstock. So I just have, like I said, here's a 91 alcohol, and I can go ahead and I can either spritz it. You want to add a lot of alcohol. That's why it helps to have that chamois underneath it. All right, we're going to let it sit for a bit. Now, if you want to, while it's still wet, you could take a cardstock to prepare like some sort of background for later. All right, so then you have that background for later once it dries. But what's nice about this is that, and I don't know if you can see, let me put white underneath there so you can see it a little bit better. Can you see how that's, oh, and my light's not very good in here. It's very clear to me. It's very vibrant to me here in the stamp room. But do you see how that's kind of giving that marbled-like effect? So you can dry it with your heat tool, or you can just let it air dry. Since it's alcohol, ooh, I just did that and it's splotched up on my face. Since it's alcohol based, it's not going to take as long. But like I said, look at that. Look at that basic white. That pretty looking background there. I wish you could see it. So vibrant here. And maybe it's because I have that big yellow behind it. Maybe that's, oh, there. Now you can see it a little bit better. Can you see how absolutely vibrant that is? And that when it dries, and it's not completely dry, but when it dries, oh, I keep splashing myself. When it dries, you're going to have, see how these are marbling together and creating a ridge? It's just a fabulous look. Background. Ooh, I feel like I got some alcohol in my eye. Not good. All right, I'm going to put these up here to dry, just a little bit above my stamping surface here. Let me move some things around so I can sit down. All right, the other thing you can do, let me grab them. Let's go back to that other piece here. You can actually take your water painters, and I don't like using the large brush end. I like using the sand. Now, I don't put alcohol in my water painters. So what I do is I will put, let me put it over here. I will spray some alcohol into one of these cubicles. Now, you could, and I have my blends sitting on top of it, but you also can use your silicone mat from the Glass Studio. Let me see if I can stand up, move the blends off of it so I can show you. You could also use, you could also use, this is with the Glass Studio. You have less than a week. If you want to sign up under me, spend $99 plus tax, no shipping and handling. You can get the Glass Mat Studio, which includes the big glass mat, this, and the wiping cloth, the silicone cloth, and $125 worth of product. So you get the Glass Mat Studio, which is a $60 value, plus $125 worth of products, all for $99 and shipping. Tax. No shipping charge on your starter kit. And you're saying, but I don't want to sell, I don't want to do videos. You don't have to. In fact, you could buy the starter kit, maybe get a couple orders, because you get your 20% off. So save 20% on everything I'm showing you. And then you can actually just go inactive. You don't pay anything back. It's no pressure. I've had people who have joined up, never got the starter kit, maybe gotten 1 or 2 orders, and then went inactive. No big deal. All right, so anyway, we have the alcohol over here, and I'm just going to pounce on those lines between these. And I usually clear it off in between because I don't like too much. See how I'm mixing, not getting a lot of color there, but you're pouncing on this. I should have put a lot more alcohol down there. But you're pouncing where those lines are. You're pouncing over it. I'm afraid of needing a little bit of water. I'm not squeezing this water painter at all because there is water in there, but I feel like I'm probably getting a little water out, which is not the effect I wanted to go for. Because I'm dragging water, or dragging there. But then again, I'm going to let me get just a little bit more, because I don't like how that blue looks. I don't feel like I got any alcohol in that blue. But as you can see, when you're putting the alcohol on there and pouncing it on there, it's breaking up those lines. It's marbling them out. Probably should have had the alcohol actually in a lid so it wouldn't evaporate as fast. All right, again, let me put it behind here. But look how now you're getting like that tie-dye look. If you wanted to, let me grab it really quick. Sorry. I put my eyedropper back. Another thing you can do, if you don't like the way that looks, here's your 91% alcohol. Just an eyedropper. You can also drop on here. And I usually like this effect a little bit better than using the paint. I like the water painters because I just think this gives you a more organic look or feel. All right, let's let that settle for just a sec. Oh my goodness. All right. All right, let's go back over here. See how this example is completely dry? See how now I just put that on the glass mat and brought it up with water. See how now when it first touched the alcohol, it was almost an orange look, remember? Now look, it's more true to that reddish look. So there's that. Let's go back here to this one. I'm waiting that one for to dry. There we have that. Let me bring this up because it looks like it's dry now. Now can you see? Like I said, it's so much brighter in person, but can you see that fun look that you can either have up or you can turn it upside down to get a more muted look. It's just a fantastic background look. I love this technique. All right, so let me go ahead and put this behind here. I think a lot of it. So see, now that I'm going to hold it down. Now that I've added all of that alcohol by the water drop, the eyedropper, look how you get like almost like an ocean wave-like look. And this is going to take a while for this one to dry, of course. All right, guys. I think that, and of course, once these dry, let me go ahead. This one's dry. Let me go ahead. This one, since this one is dry, let me go ahead. Ooh, sorry, that was very loud. And grab, let me do, because you know I'm all about this zinnia set that's coming out. A little over a week, guys. All right. I don't know how it's going to stamp because I'm on this surface. It's not a glass surface. Let's see, where did I put my little tiny glass mat? Oh, there it is. Hang on. That's why I was so excited when the Stampin' Up! One came out as part of a promotion for you guys to sign up on, because I love glass mats. So it's nice to be able to show it and have a bigger one. I mean, this is nice. This is a magnetic one, but it's just nice to be able to have that to show. So now here's, you can kind of tell when you look at it. You see how there's that ridge there between where those two colors met? And I know my camera's having a hard time focusing. On the back side, it's not as pronounced, so you could really stamp on either side. I personally like stamping right on the side that I actually put the color down on. Let me move this out of the way. Just so gorgeous. So gorgeous. If you want. And then putting it up against a white background. And that's not quite dry yet. It's on vellum. I want it to set for a while, that memento. But look how pretty that is. Alright, so guys, that's about it. Things you can do with your blends. They're a great coloring medium. When you color with them, you would want to stamp with the memento, since it's alcohol based. You would only use your StazOn if you're using your Stampin' Write markers. But you would want to use your memento and then just color in on your normal cardstock with your blends. And true to the word, you can really blend colors. They don't even have to be of the same variation. You can take, let me show you. Let me grab, here's Daffodil Delight. So after this is done, you could come in with your Daffodil Delight and go right over it too. Are you going to have a little bit of a bleed? Possibly. Is it going to affect your blend forever? No. So you can see that you can go right over with another color to blend and achieve even more looks, which I think with this zinnia set is going to, the blends are going to work perfectly with this zinnia set. All right, guys, I think that's it. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. Send me a comment. Share on your social media platforms or with your friends. But most of all, have a great day. Take care. Bye for now.